Stand by, stand by. Yeah, received.
We've got units towards White City.
Yeah, sorry. Involved in a ramming the police officer.
My name is PC Tarik. I'm attached to Hammersmith, like Adam, currently on response team. I've been in the Met for 7 years. Half of my service I've spent, like Adam, as a special constable, and then later joining as a full-time response police constable. After leaving college, this is all I've wanted to do. I've always had this thing in me where I've wanted to give back to the community and support people in need and try and protect the public.
So I'm Adam, I'm 6.5 years in the job now, 6.5 years at PC. Got a taste for the job and never looked back from there really, so there's no other job like it really. It's something absolutely different every day, from one job to another. We've got no idea what we're going to go to.
Especially on response team, you deal with things, fast moving things, and every day is different. And you make a real change on response team, which is the most important thing for me. Well, this area, the White City estate, has seen unfortunately a rise in gang activity. We've had a lot of issues around knife crime and people habitually carrying knives and vehicles on clone plates. Like for example, this moped here on the right, he's currently on his phone, he's seen us, he's approached the junction and he's quickly done a U-turn and gone right. We have loads of mopeds that turn up here and do that sort of behaviour when they see us. We'll try and approach and get over him, but I believe he might think that he might know that we're behind him. We'll see his reaction. This starts building my stop and search grounds now. Why has he come to a main road? Why is he then double backed and turned? He's also using his handheld device. He's not indicating where he's going. That is the only way out of the estate. I might just get off here and see if I can cut him off.
Get over a chat, yeah, see what's happening. So as Tarik was saying, that moped is on a big loop as soon as it's seen as it's now kind of just doing loops around the estate. Just want to have a chat to him and try and establish what he's doing.
One vehicle, believed it was involved in running over one of our police officers with GBH injuries.
Yeah, keep the channels clear. Flags for stop on foot. It's spelled stop from the
Bravo 23, correct VRM. CCTV receiving.
Request impact and tactical contact.
Stand by, stand by.
Tarik's correctly spotted this moped. As soon as it's seen us, we've had a huge adverse reaction to a marked police car. He spun around on the spot and then he's starting to do loops around the estate to get away from us. At that stage, we're not aware that this is the moped that 2 weeks ago ran over one of our colleagues, causing him to have a broken leg, GBH injuries. So there is a lot of intelligence around this vehicle, but until we can get behind it and see the number plate, obviously we weren't aware. So Tarik's got out to try and speak to the chap, just ask him what he's doing in the area, and at that stage he's made off while Tarik's on foot. So what we're trying to do at the moment is just corral some resources to the area. So that's what we were just trying to get some support from. It's a dangerous offender, someone that's got very little regard for human life, so it'd be good to try and catch up with them so that they can answer some questions about what they did. I think it was on this road about 2 to 3 weeks ago.
We picked up a vehicle, Latimer Road, White City, 2 up, VRM covered, 2 males on the bike, we believe potentially LOS bike. We got units towards White City, please.
Moped sighted, Bloemfontein Road, heading towards the estate. CCTV, it's a right towards, I believe, routing it up to the A40.
Yeah, received.
Yeah,
we're right here. We're going to set up a preemptive stinger site.
Yeah, received. Confirm preemptive.
When we use a stinger, we're always hard cover, so we're not going to be anywhere where we're going to get run over, like absolutely not. And I'm not going to let you come into any harm anyway.
Potential heating.
Yeah, received.
The preemptive stinger could be all right. Tarik's doing it.
Yeah, we're on and top one as well.
At this moment in time.
So you'll come up here.
It was a white
This is the known route that he's taken before.
On the right towards Wormhole Park.
Come across
the red you gave out,
Be careful, there is a moped that's going around. He's been very reckless trying to, I don't know if he's got a knife on him or anything like that. He's going around the estate. If that's where you're going, just be a bit mindful with the daughter, okay, sir?
It's going to come through here, I believe. So if you set up a stinger sight behind that wall there, you've got hard cover.
MP from Alpha 54, we've got a stinger sight on the pavement. If it goes west from that roundabout, we've got a stinger sight set up with hard cover there.
Received. It's preemptive tactical contact being authorised for suitably trained vehicles, MP over. Go there with your last, please, MP over.
Assign Surge 141, please. Response stinger. He's currently north side of the roundabout now.
By the Lily Quinton's up here, where Mark's all on fire.
Your number for contingent coming, you MP over.
Yeah, we're just trying to get it in a bit of an awkward position.
I reckon bus stop.
What do you think about? What do you think about being behind that barrier there? Because then you've got options if he comes on the curb. It is hard cover, isn't it?
Yeah, cool, we'll do that. And then it gives us 2 options.
Received.
Yes, we've got the rider.
Shall we go back through the pavement way and then let's get out the roads?
The moped that we were looking for earlier on has potentially been recited by NPAS, so the police helicopter. They've tracked it doing a drug deal, which sort of marries up to what I was suspecting earlier on. It's involved in gangs, it potentially still armed with a weapon. So the update was that they had the male who was on that moped, whether or not it's the same one or just identical in the wrong place at the wrong time. That moped as well was involved in drug dealing. They've got the rider stopped, he's come out the address. There were some unmarked units there and they've detained the male. I think they're going to search him and see what they find in terms of a Section 23 search.
The moped that they've stopped before, male's just been arrested for possession of offensive weapon.
You're under arrest at the moment on suspicion of possession of offensive weapon and being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs, okay? So you don't have to say anything may harm defence if you do not mention questions such later on in court. You've been seen to go into an address where there's 2 machetes, loads of snap bags and loads of other items which make me believe that you're concerned in the supply of controlled drugs. No,
You don't just take it.
there we go.
What are you doing, people?
So it goes to show kind of when we're getting these reactions to our police vehicles and they're making off from us, it is usually for a good reason. Either the vehicle's stolen or it's they're in possession of weapons or drugs. That's the kind of thing we're dealing with when these vehicles make off from us. So.
You can come and follow me. It's very good stuff. What I'll do is I'll lay it out on our bonnet over there and I can show you what they've found. Cool. Essentially, this is what's been found. Two of these, loads of drug paraphernalia. It's a fantastic result. These were apparently accessible already on the sofa when the officers went into the address following the arrest of the individual who was on the moped. The moped that we saw earlier on may be linked to this one because there's loads of mopeds operating in that area. NPAS assisted with identifying this other moped, which is this one that we've stopped here, following his arrest, which I believe was following a stop and search. These items were found in the address. It's a successful job. We've got 2 dangerous weapons off the street and loads of drug paraphernalia, and we've potentially protected and preserved a life that could have been endangered by these weapons. So the moped that was seized, linked to the arrest for the machetes and the drugs, some males have approached the officers who are waiting for the recovery to take it. They've started becoming a bit aggro with the officers, inquiring why it's been taken away. Clearly, like my colleague said earlier on, it's being utilised as a pool vehicle and they're not happy that we've disrupted their activities today. So I am concerned a little bit about my colleague's safety, which is why we're utilising a bit of progress to get there. Can you just jump out, see if he's okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi mate, you alright? It's been seized.
Why has it been seized?
It's because it's got no, well, the rider who had it had no insurance.
It's a rental.
Do you have the V5 certificate for the moped? Yes, I understand that. Because the rider couldn't provide any insurance details, so the moped's been seized. The rider, yes, couldn't provide any insurance details to the officer.
Why are you recording?
It's fine, he's with us. Anyone can record you, mate. It's fine, focus on that.
Don't worry about it.
Essentially, it's seized now. V5, Perryville. Thank you so much. All right, thank you very much.
Have we got a slip to give them?
Yeah. Oh, we've given it to the person who got arrested who was on the moped.
We'll need to follow you up.
But take the VRM and we'll inquire that way.
I don't think they're going to
No
follow
worries.
you or anything like that. You're going to XV, are you?
So, essentially, you saw there, he's come up to me, essentially there's some sort of owner who's on the phone. I can't clarify that that's the owner. We've had multiple people claiming ownership over this moped. Clearly not in the right hands and nobody can determine who it actually is, so we've done a good job. It's scary to see this coming with us.
We turned up after.
Leave him here until you get the car in position.
We'd handed the seized moped over to some colleagues just to look after until the recovery truck could arrive. As we'd kind of said that to them, they've been approached by 4 males. One of them's in a full-face balaclava, proclaiming to be the keeper of the vehicle and wanting to take it away. This vehicle's been seized, obviously, as we said before, due to it being driven without insurance and without a licence. So it's always being seized now. It matters not that the person that's come up to us was not the one riding it. So we're just going to escort this vehicle now, make sure it's not going to be approached by any of the people that came before whilst the driver's in there on his own. So just make sure, ensure their safety. So we're approaching Sloane Square now, where we do get a lot of robberies, a lot of theft, snatch from person. The reason for that is we've got a lot of these lovely boutiques around here, cafes. People come and do their shopping, they come and sit here, not necessarily paying attention to their surroundings. So yeah, we're just looking for those people that are not meeting the baseline for the area. As you can see, people are walking around in couples, singles. They're all going somewhere. The person that's going to draw our attention today is going to be the person that's just sat observing everyone else. They're going to stand out to you like a sore thumb.
Those Sauron bike thieves, they usually have their faces concealed with the helmets on and stuff like that. And they stand in corners of Sloane Square or down the side streets, just observing members of the public and seeing if they can catch anyone with the phone out.
They get on the pavement, the person's got no idea what's coming, they grab the phone, they're gone.
And it's frustrating really, because you shouldn't be living in a society where you should be in fear of having your phone out, but we do advise people just to be careful and be vigilant when they have their phones out. As you can see around now, there's loads of people with their phones out in their hands, so it's a very, very targeted hotspot for these phone snatchers. If we know that they're coming through Westminster towards our area, we can plot up on roads where we believe they might come out from, potentially stand there with a stinger. It's just about being in the right area at the right time in order to potentially intercept them.
Preemptive tools is stop search. We can search people, in those areas, like you say, engage with them if we suspect they're going to have stolen property on them. That's another tool we use. We've got great CCTV as well. We've got the National Police Air Service, which can deploy to calls and track these people better. There's much less risk during a pursuit if we've got a police helicopter up that can safely follow them from afar. And with a few Surons now that can follow these bikes, on the little cut-throughs and wrap runs that they use, much more suitable to pursue them than we are in a car or even on a motorbike, which is quite heavy and unwieldy.
Okay.
And I know I had it in my phone.
Right, okay. And you think where do you think this has potentially happened?
I don't know, I didn't bump
So
into
how long ago, when was the last time you...
15 minutes.
No, when was the last time you had it definitely on you?
Like 15
So
minutes ago.
So she was at Zara and there's potentially pickpocket happened there? Thankfully, it's just property, okay. They haven't harmed you, have they? And you don't know who it was?
No.
Okay. And you said this happened around... By Zara, opposite Harrods?
I had some cash, I had my driving licence and 2 credit cards.
Okay, so your bank cards?
I've just frozen one of them.
Fantastic.
Have you already called police, Mark? Did you call
No,
first?
I've literally just put now.
A female flagged us down. She's been a victim of a snatch.
Look, the thankful thing is that you haven't been harmed. What we'll do is we'll take some details about the property that's been missing and we'll make a note of it.
That's obviously
These
Zara, I
pickpockets
think.
around this area target for is cash and jewellery. I don't think they'll have much interest in your driver licence.
Okay.
And in terms of property, so you said to us it was your purse that's been taken out of there.
Yeah.
What does a purse wallet, what does it look like?
It's a grey wallet
Yeah.
with a handle in the middle.
So with our victim, in relation to the pickpocketing that we were flagged down by, we took the details down, descriptions of the items that were taken from her in order to put on a crime report. We took her back to the shop that she'd attended where she believed the offence occurred, and we spoke to the security there and managers to see whether or not anything had been returned or picked up or found. Unfortunately, nothing was found. Hopefully what we hope would happen is someone will pick up her purse and find it and hand it over back to police, and then hopefully we can reunite her with her items. So essentially we've received a call stating that a teenager had a knife on them and has brandished the knife out and has attempted to stab 3 other males. There's more information that's just come through now stating that this male was in fact on a moped after this incident has occurred, and they potentially might still be in the area. There is a description of this male that's been circulated. We've got multiple units travelling towards this area to try and see if this male is still in the area.
This description is of a black male with a balaclava, just essentially wielding a knife. There isn't a great deal more for it. There's mention of a motorbike helmet and a motorcycle as well.
On paper, see a male with a helmet heading to Tesco.
Tesco's, Ladbroke Grove, corner of Oxford Gardens. Don't worry, we'll be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry, can you repeat the last?
Hello lads.
Hello guys. Have you seen, there's a chap who's walked into Tesco's earlier on. He had a black helmet wearing all black about half an hour ago, 15 minutes ago.
I wasn't here.
Have you seen anyone acting shifty, like wrapping around in a moped?
Oh, really?
Or if you do, please call. He's tried to go for 3 other people randomly.
Tried to go into me?
No, with a knife. He's tried to stab people, yeah. So if you do see anything around, just call us, okay?
Alright, I will.
Thanks so much, matey.
So yeah, we were called to Ladbroke Grove to report of a male who's potentially tried to stab 2 to 3 other males. Straight off the bat, what officers have started doing is calling for CCTV, tried to see what we've got live in that area. We had officers on scene very quickly that couldn't locate anyone matching the vague description we were given. But we just flooded all the surrounding areas, so we went around all the areas that we know gang members to frequent, gang tensions around all the estates, trying to locate the males, anyone fighting, anyone matching those descriptions. And then we've left our CCTV essentially doing inquiries, trying to see if they could pick this male up. So we've just had a final result, which I think was Tarik just got a phone call from CCTV with a number plate potentially for a vehicle that the male with a knife has made off on. So there'll need to be some further inquiries done around that, just to see if we can try and pick up who's riding it, where it goes to, get an ANPR marker on it, get it stopped, just try and see if it is indeed this bike, and essentially that might well end in the male being searched if the officers have grounds to for weapons, just based on the call that we attended. It can be typical for a shift. It massively depends on the day. So when we were saying at the start of the shift, like every day is different, this day we've had a lot of obviously powered 2-wheelers making off from police in for different offences, doing different things. But in terms of it being frantic and going from call to call, yeah, absolutely, that's an everyday occurrence. So that's not something that's ever changed while I've been doing this job. We're always very busy. Which is nice as well. It's nice to be busy. Response policing is the core of policing. Along with neighbourhoods, we respond to the complaints, the issues people are having, and we try and come up with resolutions for them. Sometimes quick time, sometimes a bit slower. But it's where you can make. I feel like you can make the most difference, because you are dealing directly with the victims and the suspects, and you're the person that turns up when someone needs help. So yeah, I definitely encourage that.